Freddie Mercury famously said, "We are the champions." And he was right. Everyone in this room is a champion of something. There's something in your life that has pushed you to where you are. There's something in your life that causes passion and pulls you towards it. And when you can articulate what you champion for and why, your team will be able to tell that story. And your marketing will also tell that story. And today, I'm gonna prove it. I bet there are many of you in this room that have been burned at some point in your career by marketing. The FUD, better known as fear, uncertainty, and doubt, comes from a place of being burned or hearing stories of others being burned. Unfortunately, some of these stories are true. People have taken your money and they've called with promises that often fall short. So why doesn't marketing work? Well, because there's no distinction. It feels salesy because it's not coming from a place of passion. How many Facebook ads do you skip, and then you land? So what makes you skip, and then land? Often, there's something in the story that's unique. Usually, there's something that gives you pause. Or it could be a great cat video. I mean, who here doesn't love a great cat video? Am I right? When marketing doesn't work, over time, we resist marketing altogether. And that is what creates the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Because the truth is, you have created fear, uncertainty, and doubt with your marketing to the public. And now in return, you have fear, uncertainty, and doubt about marketing. Are you all still with me? What I want to give you today is the one piece that's missing. What if I told you that the reason this is happening and will continue to happen is because you've missed the one foundational piece? We've simply skipped it. When a marketing company doesn't start here first and get to the truth of this question, you cannot possibly leverage your marketing investment for the future. The one thing that's missing, the foundational question you have to answer is, what are you a champion for? What are you a champion for? And when you can answer that question, and it's true to your core, and your team knows that story, your marketing will thrive almost effortlessly. Can your team tell the story of your passion and your business? If they can't, you are missing out on a foundation of the best marketing plan. That is why marketing companies can't help you, because they too don't know your story. And without that, you are simply another dentist that does implants. The great news is, I'm going to share with you today 2 examples of people who know exactly what they champion for, and they have the foundation of the marketing plan, which leads to ultimate success. I have the pleasure of working with Dr. Dave Dill. He has a practice in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and has been practicing for many years. However, about 10 years into his practice, he felt like he was on the hamster wheel and was exhausted. He had to come to a crossroads because he was advertising $69 new patient specials and everything in between. He really needed to be clear about who he was. So who is Dr. Dill? Dr. Dill is a strong Christian believer and wants every patient to have hope for their smile, because at his core, who he is, his faith gives him hope. Dr. Dill gives back by going on mission trips to provide dentistry to those who can't afford it or don't even have access to it. Dr. Dill is a champion of hope, and every patient feels it every time they call the practice, schedule an appointment, and share their beautiful smile with the world. He no longer does any marketing specials. The only thing that we do is market his message of hope. And I am lucky enough that I get to weave that into every social media platform, website, podcast interview, and television commercial. He is a champion of hope, and he has patients coming to him saying, "You are the guy, I trust you." I also have the pleasure of working with Dr. Bridget Lervick. She has a practice in Minnesota. She is a wife, a mother, and a fantastic dentist. When Dr. Lervick had her first child, she struggled like many mothers do with nursing. After several months of frustration, she discovered that her baby had a tongue tie. Dr. Lervick was devastated that as a dentist, she didn't catch this sooner. She performed a baby frenectomy, and it was a different nursing experience from that moment on. Dr. Lervick realized that there are so many women and mothers who don't know that this is a problem. So she spends her time in her community and working with many mom groups, helping to educate so that they too know how to help. Dr. Lervick is a champion of mothers and baby frenectomies. She has changed so many people's lives because of her story. She shares her story all over her social media, all over her digital advertising, because that's what makes that connection. She is a leader in her community, and her team knows her story and knows exactly how to provide the support and the empathy every time that patient calls. Dr. Lervick is a champion of mothers and baby frenectomies. I've shared with you two examples of two people who are so authentically true to who they are, and they are living their passion. Their teams know how to use that story to explain why their doctor is so good at what they do, why their doctor is a leader in their field, and that drives more business than they know what to do with. Listen, it doesn't matter what your story is, as long as you are crystal clear about what it is. When stories are different, that's what creates the uniqueness that people are looking for. This is really simple to do. It comes down to two foundational steps. The first is you need to identify what you are uniquely passionate about and what you champion above everything else and why. Maybe you love to do implants, maybe it's ortho, maybe it's all on fours, or even endo. Whatever it is that you come to work and you see on your schedule and you love to do. What do you love to have continuing education about? What gives you joy? Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you are clear on what it is. Clarity wins the marketing game. Second thing, you need to tell your story to your team first, then your patients and prospective patients second. Listen, you guys have an entire army of salespeople waiting to shout from the rooftops what you champion, why you're unique, and what makes you different. But they have to know the story. So you have to tell them the story. Schedule a meeting with your team as soon as possible to get that fire started. I'm gonna ask you the question again. What are you a champion for? If that took you longer than a few seconds, you've got some thinking and some work to do before you spend thousands of dollars on marketing. As I've been talking today, there may be some of you that are clear on what you're a champion for. Others may not know. But the great news is that there are people like me who can help discover what you're a champion for just by answering a few simple questions. So it's okay to be stuck, but there's no excuse for staying stuck. The minute you know what you champion for and your team knows that story, now your marketing is off and running. Now your marketing and your practice will thrive. Thank you.